as Brendan Queen will bring the field into the Death Wish Coffee start zone. Sit back and enjoy this one from Wilkes County. The Window World 125 is underway. Early on in this race, a tussle for the top spot. Minnie Tyrell led 22 laps 2 years ago in this race and looking to try and get the lead on lap number 1. He comes up just shy of that, but 2 by 2 at the front of the field. Queen on the outside. Tyrell trying to get the job done on the bottom. He's bringing along Lapsevich and Carson Quapple just behind.
And Quapple had his hands full on the bottom of what would have been that second double row line. It's now Tyrell in sideways into Butterbean. He saves the race car as Lapsevich looks high.
And that is going to be a theme that we see all night long. Two drivers fighting for the same piece of real estate, that preferred groove in the very middle of 1 and 2.
Back of the pack, turn 4. One car appears to have cut down a tire and caught the wall. The race stays green. Now the Shitty Coolers caution will fly.
That is Tyler Gregory. HendrickCars.com pace car will roll down pit road. Brendan Queen brings the field into the Death Wish Coffee restart zone. Back underway, and Lapsevich has trouble getting through the gears. Buddy Isles Jr. into the wall. Connor Halsenball, Sammy Smith, Cameron Bolin, Cade Brown. A huge crash at the top end of turn 1.
We've seen it before on racetracks that have a long front straightaway through their restart zone, and you see there, just in the accordion effect, everybody from the top lane that appeared on back got swept up in this wreck.
Into the Death Wish Coffee restart zone and get us back underway at North Wilkesboro. Tiptoeing down into 1, a slide from Minnie Tyrell, but looks to be all good throughout the field in their first venture through the corner. Still side by side for the top spot. Tyrell's had some good charges there on the bottom as Quapple, loose off the corner, has to gather it back up.
And you would think after getting that sideways that Diaz would be able to get enough of a run to get alongside. Quapple got his hands full again. Diaz to 4th. While Tyrell is trying to hang on to 2nd, Quapple may have a problem. That car is so sideways up in that upper groove. The Butterbean's got to be grinning from ear to ear as Tyrell and Diaz almost come together off turn 4. And look at the jump as now Diaz runs up into Tyrell. Quapple again to the inside, and they touch off turn 2.
Oh, Tyrell was just able to get in front of Mason Diaz before he got back up to the high side. Diaz slides up the corner. Ruggiero goes through, and it may be a flat left rear or something of the nature for Mason Diaz, who has lost the handle and is all sorts of sideways on that number 45 car.
He wants to take that elevator ride for the 2nd year in a row, and he is putting on a defensive driving clinic as Lapsevich shoves him aside.
Again, in 3 and 4, that 77 so much better, but I think in 1 and 2, it's Butterbean. Up the hill, Butterbean goes as Lapsevich trying to fight his way to the top spot. Queen looks to the outside. Now Minnie Tyrell going to become part of this battle as well. Lapsevich, great drive. He will clear Butterbean to the stripe and nearly turns himself across the nose of Butterbean as he takes the lead. And Trayton Lapsevich, for the first time in his Emax Cars Tour career, will take the lead and uses that momentum to try and get clear again. I'm sure many teams, many drivers, many spotters taking note of that. That was impressive from Corey Heim.
Taking that right rear right up to the cushion as Connor Jones and Mason Diaz come together on the front stretch. Some debris has flown off those cars on the front straightaway. Diaz back to the bottom, and the Shitty Coolers caution will fly.
First time tonight we've seen Lapsevich, who will bring the field into the Death Wish Coffee restart zone and get us back underway in the Window World 125. 43 laps to go. A solid restart on the inside from Butterbean. He goes up. They nearly touch doors. Side by side down the back straightaway. Queen's got a shot into 3 to keep it a two-way battle for the lead.
About a half a car length was the separation between that of Lapsevich and Queen, but Trayton Lapsevich with a big slide by Butterbean off 4 will go back to the point as they start to fight for the top side. That's Corey Heim on the bottom in the 55 of Minnie Tyrell in the fight for 3rd. The trains are coming on the outside. Heim may lose that 3rd spot, but Tyrell keeps the door open for him to battle back off 4.
Again, we know how good Heim is, especially at the top end of 1 and 2, and he's looking for his way back up there, but can't do it now. Makes contact with Quapple, Connor Jones, and Mason Diaz. Make contact further on behind them. To see behind him, these two going at it. Trouble. Connor Jones spins in the middle of 3 and 4. Cautions out. 24 laps to settle it here at North Wilkesboro. Who gets to ride the elevator? We're back underway. Clear to the lead off of 2. Tyrell will do all he can to just stay on the right rear quarter panel of Brendan Queen. Not quite able to move up in front of Mini Tyrell, but trying to force his way there, and he's able to do it. Queen stays in 2nd.
Carson Quapple using the top side to get around Corey Heim with Mason Diaz in tow as Tyrell tried to keep the fender inside of that of Brendan Queen off of 4. Couldn't quite do it. Trouble now, we got Brandon Pierce to the wall in the same spot.
Oh, Lapsevich is involved. Wow. There's oil down in 3 and 4, and Lapsevich may have just brushed the wall as he slid in it. And what an incredible save as he missed Brandon Pierce by mere inches trying to collect that car back up. I mean, look at this again. So, yes, Lapsevich, I mean, look, he's on corner entry, he's sliding, he's dirt tracking it. There's a car sitting in the middle of the racetrack. He drives through that and the marbles and missed him. I mean, he may have gathered some damage, but that is an all-time level of driving right there from Trayton Lapsevich. Trayton Lapsevich, Brendan Queen into the Death Wish Coffee restart zone. Lapsevich in the speedy dry, still gets a great launch on the top side. Queen, is he able to drive it in? No, Lapsevich clear for the top spot, and now Mini Tyrell trying to go by for 2nd.
Well, Lapsevich put himself in a position where he could not be moved. He got clear of the cars behind him by the time they got to the first corner. Lapsevich to the point. Butterbean and Tyrell almost banged doors in turn 1 in the battle for 2nd, with Queen getting back up to P2.
Again, the entire field kind of covered in smoke from all of the speedy dry that was laid down trying to clear up this racetrack. Queen slips in it. Now Tyrell goes low as Butterbean trying to hang on to precious points at the end of this race.
It's an all-out brawl for 2nd on back. Meanwhile, Lapsevich trying to run and hide. Here comes Corey Heim to the bottom, looking for 2nd. Are they going to make it to the white flag? Here they come to the line.
That's the question. A pair of Toyotas battle for 2nd. Corey Heim makes a pass for 2nd, just as he did in the Pro Late Model race on the white flag. But it is all well behind Canada's own Trayton Lapsevich, who is well on his way to his first career win, and he's going to ride the elevator tonight. Trayton Lapsevich is a Z-Max Cars Tour winner in the Window World 125.